Hello, this is the podcast Exploring Ideas, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into ADHD, and I'm accompanied here by my partner.
Hello.
As we all know, or may not know, ADHD affects millions and influences attention, behavior, and daily functioning. It can affect the ability to stay focused. Like, if you don't find what's being said very interesting, you might not be attentive, but if you really find something interesting, you're going to pay all your attention to it. Next, many misconceptions distort public understanding, making awareness crucial. Like, these misunderstandings can lead to stigma, misdiagnosis, and people not getting the support that they actually do need. Building better awareness helps to clarify what ADHD actually is and encourages more empathy, accurate information, and effective help for those who live with it. This episode takes a closer look at ADHD myths, sciences surrounding it, challenges, and strengths. Myth: ADHD comes from poor parenting. In reality, it's neurological. It's something you're born with. Like if you have autism, you're born with it. Um,
Myth. People with ADHD are lazy. ADHD actually impacts motivation systems, which makes it hard to be motivated for things that you aren't interested in or want to do.
Myth: only children have ADHD. That's not true. Many adults continue experiencing symptoms. Like,
Myth. Oh, go ahead.
sorry for interrupting. Many adults continue experiencing symptoms, most likely for the rest of their life. It's not just something that goes away like the flu.
Myth. ADHD means no focus. But hyperfocus shows selective intense concentration. So you can have a lot of focus on one thing while not being able to focus on something else.
Myth: medication is a fix all. Treatment is actually individualized for each and every single person that has ADHD. So, like, let's say, for example, I have ADHD. I used to take medicine for it to help me focus, but that might not work for, let's say, my other friend. He might have ADHD. What works for me might not work for him.
What is ADHD actually? ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects attention, impulse control, and emotional regulation. It influences how a person manages focus and responds to daily demands. These challenges can vary from mild to severe depending on the individual. Um, ADHD appears in three types: inattentive, hyperactive, impulsive, and both. Each type comes with different patterns of behavior and focus difficulties. Understanding the presentation helps tailor support and treatment. Executive dysfunction makes planning, organizing, and decision making more difficult. It can affect time management and the ability to start and finish tasks. These challenges often impact school, work, and daily routines. Many people with ADHD excel in creativity, flexible problem solving, and divergent thinking, and they often bring fresh ideas and unique approaches to a variety of situations. These strengths become powerful assets if they're properly used and supported.
What's what's up with the brain science behind ADHD? Dopamine regulation differences, differences to reward processing and motivation. So let's say you're a kid, right? And your parents are helping you do homework. If you finish an assignment, you get 1 hour of homework. You might be motivated by that, but somebody else might not be. Prefrontal cortex variations influence impulse control and working memory. So, these areas help manage planning and self regulation, which are often challenging for people with ADHD. Even small differences in development can impact everyday decision making. There tends to be a strong genetic connection. ADHD does tend to run in families. So, like, if your dad has it, you're probably going to get it as well. Neuroimaging shows unique brain activity patterns linked to symptoms. These patterns help researchers understand why certain behaviors and challenges occur. They also provide insight into how treatments and strategies can better support the brain's needs.
As was just being said, over 70% heritability makes genetics the strongest known factor for ADHD. This means many traits linked to ADHD are passed through family lines. While genes play a major role, they interact with environment and development also. Premature birth and low birth weight increase the likelihood of ADHD. These early developmental challenges can affect brain growth and regulation. Not everyone born early will develop ADHD, but the risk is significantly higher. Environmental exposures like nicotine or lead can attribute to ADHD risk. These substances interfere with healthy brain development and function, and reducing exposure early in life can help lower potential impact. Chaotic, high stress environments may intensify ADHD and make it way more noticeable. Stress makes it harder for the brain to regulate attention, emotions, and behavior, and supportive, structured environments can help reduce those effects.
Yep. Um, Next slide. Daily life challenges. What would a person with ADHD compare or encounter on a day to day basis compared to a regular person? Time blindness. A person with ADHD normally underestimates how long, or often underestimates how long a task might take. Um, this often leads to lateness, rushed work, or frustration with daily routines. Task paralysis blocks task initiation despite motivation. Task paralysis is like not wanting to start something no matter how easy it is. This can cause delays that look like procrastination but are actually neurological delays. Emotional dysregulation. It leads to intense reactions. So let's say a sad scene comes up in a movie. I, because I have ADHD, anytime I'm talking about but I have ADHD, of course. I might feel more sad, but let's say I'm watching it with a friend. The friend might not feel as sad. Sensory overload. You might get overwhelmed because of loud sounds. That's something that happens to people with ADHD and autism. Busy environments can overwhelm attention and make it hard to function. Small triggers can build up fast, and it can lead to stress or shutdowns. Memory lapses. They cause lost items and forgetting commitments. You might have a lapse in memory related to school, work, or relationships because it struggles to hard it struggles hard to hold information in your mind long enough for you to actually use it.
Let's talk about some of the social and relationship challenges that someone with ADHD might experience.
All right.
Unintended interruptions during conversations can make social interactions feel awkward and strained, even when excitement or interest is the reason. Others may interpret it as you being rude or not interested in what they're saying or doing.
Mm-hmm.
It can also be difficult remembering plans or small details, and it can lead to frequent misunderstandings with your friends, partners, or people you work with. Others may assume the forgetfulness is intentional and it causes frustration. for everyone involved. Uh, Masking symptoms can appear normal. To appear normal in social settings is something that some people with ADHD might do, and it requires constant mental effort and monitoring, which leads to exhaustion and burnout, and it can just feel less real in a relationship. And feeling judged and misunderstood in social situations can gradually damage confidence and self esteem. This often leads to withdrawing from relationships or avoiding social interactions altogether.
Okay. I did not know all those things could happen. Slide 9. Or next slide. Strengths of people with ADHD. Hyperfocus enables deep productivity and meaningful tasks. Like, if you're really, really, really interested in, let's say, Call of Duty, and you're making a video on Call of Duty, it would be really well made. Let's say you're not so interested in Minecraft. It wouldn't be that well made as compared to your Call of Duty video. High creativity and out of the box problem solving. It enables innovative thinking that benefits group projects, workplaces, and your own personal goals. People with ADHD often make connections others might overlook. Strong empathy and intuitive understanding of others. It helps build deep emotional connections, and many people with ADHD are highly attuned to others' feelings and needs. Resilience develops from adapting to lifelong challenges. It builds determination and the ability to bounce back from setbacks that you might have. How ADHD is diagnosed. Diagnosis is usually, well, it should be, performed by licensed mental health professionals. Symptoms must appear in more than one environment. Behavior rating scales, such as personal history, interviews, and other sources, are used to help you get a more accurate diagnosis. Conditions like anxiety or trauma must be ruled out to ensure symptoms are not caused by something else. It helps prevent misdiagnosis and ensures the most appropriate treatment and support.
Let's talk about some options that could be used to treat ADHD. Stimulant and non stimulant medications can support focus and improve emotional regulation and impulse control for many individuals with ADHD. Medication plans are personalized and monitored by healthcare professionals, preferably, to ensure safety and effectiveness. ADHD focused therapy also helps develop long term strategies which can be used to manage it yourself if you have ADHD. And executive function coaching supports skills such as planning, organization, time management, and task initiation, which can make school, work, and daily responsibilities much more manageable. Lifestyle components include sleep, routines, exercise, and structured schedules, which can all make it easier to manage ADHD. And all of these, paired together, work the best.
All right. Um, let's talk about some strategies for coping. Timers, alarms, and visual reminders enhance consistency because it's something you can see. If you have to think about it, you might forget it. These cues make it easier to stay on track throughout the day. Breaking tasks into steps reduces overwhelming. You might get an overwhelming feeling if you're looking at some set of directions, and let's say it has 20 steps. You're most likely going to feel overwhelmed. If you do it one step at a time, over time you're gonna stop feeling less overwhelmed, hopefully. Body doubling helps maintain focus through shared presence. just having somebody sitting with you while you're doing work, even if you're not working on the same thing, it can help you focus on your task and feels like you have more accountability, and it greatly reduces the urge to disengage. Decluttering your work environment and distracting your and minimizing your distractions greatly improve your workflow. If you have your phone on your desk, maybe put it in your pocket or in your bag, because that's something that you most likely go to if you get stressed. And it might help you focus on your work a lot better. Next, reward-based motivation systems support task completion. Like, let's say you set up a system for yourself. You take about 5 minutes of a break for every 10 minutes of work, every 15 minutes of work. That can help you get through a task. Recap and takeaways. ADHD is greatly complex. I would think nowadays we know a lot about it. 50 years ago, we might have not known as much. Understanding it helps reduce stigma, and it builds empathy within the people around you and just overall tons and tons of people. People with ADHD can thrive using personalized strategies. Make up a system that works for you. Make up a way of rewarding yourself for completing something. That is what will work best for you in completing tasks. If you're someone with ADHD, remember, you're not alone, and your brain's distinct way of thinking can be an incredible asset when giving the right support and understanding. That will be all for this episode of Exploring Ideas. Share this
Thanks for
episode.
listening.
Yep, thank you greatly for listening. Share this episode if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Join us next time for some more deep dive conversations in another topic.